Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my Iyanla, Fix My Life. Get ready with me, review and recap of this week's episode. This is called Sisters something? Let's just say it's called Sisters in Peril. Alright, so this is the look that I'm going to be showing you today. If you would like to kiki and have a conversation about this episode, please continue watching. Okay, party people, let's get into this. So today we're going to start with my eyes because yesterday I did this look on myself and there was fallout from the eyeshadow. So learn my lesson, do my eyes first, and then I'm going to do my foundation. So let's jump into this episode, girl. I thought that this episode was going to be much meatier and juicier than it was. And I'm not sure what happened, but it got cut short. And maybe it really was because Sister LaToya wasn't being very helpful. Okay, so let's get started. So this episode starts out with two sisters. We have Jackie, who's 44. She is the mother of 4 children, the first of which she had at 15. She's the one who wrote the show asking for help. She left her child at 16 and moved out of her mother's house unceremoniously and was on the street tricking by 19. Story is, from Jackie's point of view, that she grew up in a household with a raging alcoholic, schizophrenic father, and she had her baby at 15, and I guess she still wanted to go out and have fun at the age of 15, and so their mother was not having it. So by the time she was 16 years old, her mother had kicked her out of the house, told her to go on with her bad self. That's what she wanted to do, run the street instead of taking care of this baby that she made. She can go ahead and do that. So Jackie went ahead and did that. From her perspective, though, she feels like she was kicked out. And if had her mother not kicked her out of the house, she would have been there to raise her baby because she loved her baby and she wanted to take care of her baby. Now, to me, that story sounds like a responsible grandmother. But again, I'm coming from a place where I feel like having children is an honor. She says, Jackie, that she was never taught how to take care of her child. And if part of that teaching was her mother just asking her to be there and not be out in the streets trying to have fun, then I could see why grandma would, behave that way. She says from there, she didn't have a relationship with her family, her sisters, especially her sister LaToya, and LaToya has been hurtful to her for all these years. Okay, so anyways, so Jackie's telling her story to Iyanla, telling her how by 19 she was hoeing and out in the street. She was having her second kid then as well. She was hoeing in the massage parlor, and she was 5 months pregnant before she stopped hoeing in the massage parlor. And, Iyanla's like, she's telling how, she has like a beast inside of her that comes out that causes her to be mean. And she feels like her family is just took her child from her, doesn't want to have a relationship with her child, and has been very unsupportive. And she wants to bridge that gap. So then Iyanla moves on to talk with the sister LaTanya or LaToya. I'm not sure, girl. So LaToya gets there. LaTanya. Let's call it LaTanya because I'm not sure. Right now I'm putting Chi on my eye. So LaTanya gets there, and LaTanya is just like, everything that comes out of my sister's mouth is a lie. She is a liar, lying liar. In fact, the only reason why she wants to be even on this show, the only reason she called you is because she wants to be a superstar, because she wants to be famous, because everything is about her. So, personally, I'm not getting this from Jackie, but I'm thinking like maybe Jackie's just a really, really, really good actress. So Iyanla ends up telling Jackie that LaTanya believes that the only reason she called this show or she wrote into this show is because she wants to get famous. Now that upset Jackie. Iyanla's talking to LaTanya. LaTanya's basically saying how Jackie is a liar and she doesn't actually want help. She only wants the fame of being on this show and all this stuff, to the point where Iyanla's like, but if you're not going to let me even explain to you exactly what your sister said or what's going on, like how can we get any healing? She's like, I don't know. I don't talk to her, so I don't know. And we find out that she has her blocked in her phone. All kind of petty sister stuff, right? Dahlia. At this point, I don't know who to believe. Like, I'm just like, I can tell there's a lot of hurt. I don't know exactly what's going on, but these two sisters are hurt and they have different ideas of what happened in their household. So that's already a problem as it is. Honestly, I feel like when Iyanla is talking to LaToya, you can't even really get a read on her because you don't know, she doesn't seem open to this experience at all. She keeps talking over Iyanla, and Iyanla even says like, do you do this to everyone? Do you do this to your sister? Do you talk over everyone? You know, like, you're not listening to me. I'm trying to explain to you what happened. I'm even trying to say, okay, I hear your point of view. However, this is what your sister feels. So regardless of if what is written here is true, if what she wrote into the show is true or not, this is how she feels. So what do you think of that? I don't think anything of it, she says. She doesn't think anything of it. So she really is not here. She's just here on this show to stand staunchly by her point. Like, she's not actually here to help. She doesn't want a relationship with her sister. Like, she is all the way 100% done with Jackie. And that leads us to believe, like, okay, it leads me to believe at the very, very least, that Jackie has done something to her sisters and to her family that they cannot forgive her for. I was wondering if mayhaps, you know what I'm saying, like, Jackie has stole money. Because I'm just like, why is this so difficult to talk about? Like, why won't the sister communicate? Why is she just so, like, stuck in her opinion about the situation? Like, what has Jackie done to make her sister not even want to hear what's going on? Be rude to Iyanla, you know, disregard this whole process, get on here and say that the sister just wants fame. Because to me, Jackie doesn't seem like somebody who's looking for that much attention. But again, people act the way they act on the show to give off a certain image, so you never really know. Like, I'm not trying to disregard LaToya's intentions, and I know that it could be hard, especially when you've just absolutely 100% done dealing with somebody's BS, because they said they don't have a relationship as sisters. Like, they're sisters by blood, but they're not sisters in relationship. That's the end of the conversation with Jackie and LaToya. Iyanla's outfit is actually really cute during this segment. She's got like an African matador situation going on with a beautiful yellow mustard, like a light mustard ascot, and I actually love this outfit. So anyways, producers come up to Iyanla and tell her that Jackie doesn't want to do it anymore. So Iyanla gets on the phone, talks to Jackie, and is like, Jackie, what's going on? Jackie goes in. Jackie is still reeling and upset over the information that Iyanla gave her, saying that LaToya felt that the only reason Jackie was on the show to be a superstar. She has taken that bit of information and has gone into a downward spiral. She cussing everybody out. She calling everybody out they name. I'm taking Fulani. I'm going to blend out the edges. She's cussing everybody out they name. She talking about everybody mama. She talking about you a snake, you a big nose, you know, bee, all kinds of stuff, you know, and she's just going in. Jackie thinks that Iyanla's gonna side with LaToya. I guess experience has led her to believe that LaToya will throw her under the bus and not be the type of sister that she wants and needs. And so if LaToya says anything, everybody believes it. Jackie tells Iyanla that she's not going to come back on the show, because if she comes back tomorrow, she's going to be a different person than she was today on the show. You're going to see a different side of Jackie. And Iyanla's like, remember when I last spoke to you, I told you to finish this process and you told me you would, and now you are backing out. And she's like, everybody always believes her. Nobody believes me. And you have to remember, like, Jackie was hoeing. So I'm sure her family has talked about her up and down the block in order to avoid the stain of her behaviors. She also is like, gets very, very angry and starts cussing people out. And she's admitted it, that she gets very angry and starts to cuss people out and talk about them and say the meanest things that she can possibly think. And Iyanla's trying to get her to understand those are patterns of behavior from a scared, helpless 15-year-old girl, foul-mouthed 15-year-old girl that she was when she got kicked out of the house. And that just because she grew up doesn't mean that she emotionally grew up or mentally grew up. You know, she didn't become adult. So she's still that 15-year-old girl who's fighting for the right to be in her family's lives. And so from her perspective, her mother kicked her out, told her to go and to leave the baby. And so she felt like the baby was taken from her. Now, everybody else in her family is like, did nobody take that baby from you? Like, not because of your behavior. So I guess there must have been some kind of ultimatum. Like, either Jackie needed to straighten up and fly right, or she could leave. And I think even at the end of this episode, she kind of admits that that might have been the ultimatum, and that she couldn't be who she wanted to be in that house with a baby. And so the choices was to leave the baby and go. And so she did. So from the family's point of view, she abandoned her daughter, Nikki. From her point of view, they kicked her out and she had nowhere else to go, so she left. Now, from my point of view, it's like, there's no contest. You should have stayed with your child. You should have just did what your family told you to do and stay with your child, mainly because she was 15 years old. She was 16 years old when she got kicked out of the house. Like, what do you know? But there was a statement made that Jackie, like her mother, you couldn't tell them nothing. They was going to do what they wanted to do regardless. And those kind of personalities, I do think I have run into those people all day. And you're just like, come on, you know what you're supposed to do, but you don't want to do it. Okay, I'm done with my eyes now, so I'm gonna zoom out and then we're gonna do my face and then we're gonna, you know, talk some more. Where is you going? You made a choice to have these children. Where is you going? Stay with your kids, make sure they safe. Again, I'm conservative when it comes to that. Not judging you or your situation, but that's just how I feel. So Iyanla is having a phone conversation with Jackie. Jackie is calling LaToya all kinds of names, girl. Simple rivalry, girl. Calling her all kinds of names. All her big nose, ugly, lion, something else, bee, all kinds of stuff, right? The beast has come out. So then she makes comment about how LaTanya was raped. And in turn, LaTanya ended up raping her. I was like, oh no, what is this? So she records it. The next day, she meets up with LaTanya and she tells LaTanya, this is what your sister said. She plays the recording of that comment made. LaTanya is like, what is she talking about? Iyanla wants to hear what's going on. She wants to know what it is that LaToya may or may not know about the situation. LaToya is, I don't even know that she's upset. Like, that's how far removed she is from Jackie. The fact that Jackie could make these accusations and LaToya is just like, no, how did I rape her? Like, that's your response? Like, either Jackie has the craziest antics of her life or LaToya is hiding something. Because if somebody accused me of raping them as a child, when we were both kids, I would have been like, I would have been out of my skin with anger, with embarrassment that Iyanla's asking this to me. Like, I mean, just out of my skin. And not to say that LaToya's reaction was wrong, but it just led me to be like, what isn't LaToya saying? Or is LaToya just that far removed and Jackie just says all kinds of stuff all the time? And so she just is just like, well, that's Jackie making up stuff. I'm like, that's a huge accusation to make. And I'm so glad Iyanla talked about it, but LaToya was stonewalling. Her reaction to that was just like, Jackie's a liar. Like, how did I do that to her? I don't even know what she's talking about. Iyanla's like, look, LaToya, it doesn't matter if what she's saying is true or not. What matters is that this is what your sister believes. This is what she believes. This is what you are working with. And LaToya's like, she crazy. And Iyanla's like, okay, but it's easy just to say, oh, she's crazy. Do you think your sister might have a mental problem? And she's like, definitely, yes. So then Iyanla's like, okay. So then you acknowledge that she might have a mental illness. So your reaction to these things is something like, you know, I guess it's been happening in the family for a while, but you are shut down. You are in shutdown mode. She said this thing about you and your response is, oh, she's lying. Like, you have no emotional, like, connection to it. And she's like, no, I don't. It's almost like it's a stranger just railing and making up these accusations. Those are heavy, heavy accusations. And LaToya's response is just not helpful. She's not helpful. And Iyanla sees that and rightfully tells her to go. And I'm just like, thank you for telling her to go. Because if you was never going to get anywhere with her. We was never going to get anywhere. We was never going to get anywhere with LaTanya. I mean, somebody says that about me. Somebody says that about me, whether it be the truth or not, and my reaction is going to be like, oh no, like, you think that? We're going to have to rectify this 100% and delve into this and figure this out. It's not just going to be some, oh, she's lying. Because I don't want anybody walking through this world thinking that happened, especially if I don't have any memory of it. Like, we need to talk about it. Like, we're going to have discussions about your feelings about that, because that's what I did to somebody. What? Especially my sister? No, girl. No. Iyanla asks Tanya to leave, and Tanya's just like, cool. She was just like, all right, I'll go. And I'm just like, wow, wow, that's how deep it is. Somebody can accuse you of raping them. And when the person who's trying to help you guys grow says, you know, this is what you're dealing with, and you still don't have any compassion for that person, you still, like, even though you acknowledge that that person may have a mental illness, you don't go, okay, we need to figure this out. Because regardless of if it's true or not, I don't want this person walking around harboring these feelings. Like, we got to help heal this person. I'm just like, wowzers. Wowzers. Now we go to the daughters. So Iyanla brings in Nikki and Brianna. Nikki is the daughter that Jackie left to live with her mother and her sister, right? That she left to go run the streets. Then we meet Brianna, and Brianna is one of the kids that she actually raised. And so Brianna is interesting because Brianna is the one who grew up with the erratic, yelling, you know, angry mother. She grew up with that person. She grew up with that Jackie. And I imagine that that must be very hard for her. Yet she still has her mother's back 100%. And perhaps it's because at a young age she realized that something mentally was going on with her mother and that she needed to be the one to support her mother because she says her mother doesn't have anybody. And it's actually to a detriment. It's to a detriment to her and the rest of the family because she says that she's lost a lot of relationships with family members for her mother because she's defending her mother. And it's a lot going on. So I actually feel for Brianna because I don't feel like it's the child's job in any instance to, like, I don't know if I say be there for their mother, but like emotionally deal with their mother's behavior like that. I think it's taxing and I don't think it's fair on the child. But that's what Brianna's been doing. So Brianna says that she doesn't have a relationship with her sister Nikki because Nikki takes a side of the family that states that Jackie just up and abandoned her daughter. I'm being called from Indonesia. Who's calling me from Indonesia is what I want to know. Who? I just want to get back to the child abuse because I'm just like, what? Jackie says that the sister was being molested, and the reason why she knows that she's being molested by some person, which I have a sneaky suspicion might be the father. So Jackie says that the reason why she knows that her sister was being molested or raped, is what she used, the word she used, by some family member, was because one day when they were at home together, LaToya went into the bedroom with this person and was in there for a very long time and would not come out. So she went to the neighbor's house and told the neighbors to call the police because her sister was in that bedroom for a very long time. And when the police got there, they found the sister LaToya in the closet naked. She says, Jackie, that LaToya and her used to sleep in the same bed. And so LaToya would reach over and fondle and molest her. And that's a whole other topic that they just didn't go into. And I was kind of bummed that they didn't because I think that we should talk about situations like that because things like that happen in families. I mean, it's a whole different topic, right? Because I often think that if LaToya was 12 years old and Jackie was 9 years old, was LaToya a predator? Like, can she be considered somebody who preyed on someone, especially if this was happening to her and she maybe not known that it was, like, wrong, or not wrong, but, like, didn't understand what she was doing really, you know? And, like, would it be different if LaToya was a male? You know what I'm saying? Would it be different if a 12-year-old brother did it to a 9-year-old? Like, you get what I'm saying? And I think it's something that society-wise we should talk about so that when things like this do arise in families, that there's a way to cope with it and deal with it and talk about it and all the shame doesn't live on. Because we talk about abuse. We talk about child abuse, but we don't talk about sexual child abuse the way we should. We don't talk about it enough to where everyone recognizes that it happens from women to men and men to women and parent to child and sibling to sibling. And, you know, it happens in all kinds of forms. And if we spoke about it, then when things happen, that you'd be able to handle it as opposed to sweeping it under the rug. But anyways, that's a whole other conversation that I'm not prepared to have, really. But I just thought they would broach it in this, and they didn't. And that's fine. So you know that Jackie's working with a lot going on into this, right? A lot. She's been through a lot, and by the time she's 15-year-old and had this kid, and nobody could tell her what to do, right? She's been through it. So Jackie feels like the reason why her daughters don't have a relationship is because the families kept them apart. And we ended up finding out that Nikki, the oldest, was raised by her grandmother, even though LaToya likes to throw it in Jackie's face and say, I'm the one who raised her. I did this. I did that. And, you know, Nikki said that her aunt did give her whatever she needed whenever she needed it. However, who raised her was her grandmother. And she says that her grandmother and everybody in her family told her that Jackie abandoned her. And how was she supposed to believe anything else when Jackie would behave the way she would? She says that she would be having conversations with her mother, and her mother would just pop off and get angry and fly off the handle for no reason and be cussing at her. And she's like, why am I being cussed at right now? I don't understand what's going on. Another thing that happened is that Nikki has been pregnant every year for the last 8 years, and she's lost all of her kids. And her last kid she lost at 36 weeks. I can't even imagine. And that her aunt was helping her with the baby shower because she wasn't going to have one because, you know, she had just lost so many kids. And that she had a conversation with her mom, and her mom told her, I hope your baby dies. Now, if that don't speak on volumes of how reckless Jackie's mouth could be, I don't even know what to tell y'all. That's reckless. Like, reckless. Like, you are out of your natural given mind if you say that to someone, let alone that someone being your own child, flesh and blood. I'm gonna go on ahead and put eyeliner on. I gotta do it off camera because I don't wanna poke my eyeball out, girl. So I'm gonna put eyeliner on, probably some eyelashes, and I'm gonna come back and do some more stuff, and we're gonna wrap this up, okay? Okay, I'm back. I ate, and I put on eyeliner. I drug my eyeshadow, the purple, a little bit in, and I put on bottom mascara. I should have just did my eyelashes. Dang it. So anyways, I don't know where I left off in the story that I was telling, but we're back to the sisters getting to know each other. And the sisters are getting to know each other, but they're having a hard time because Brianna is still staunchly on the mother's side. And Iyanla tries to tell Nikki that it really wasn't the place of her family to tell her the story of how her mother abandoned her, that it wasn't right. She felt like Iyanla stepped over a line and was like, no, you're not going to tell me about my family. You're not going to tell me that my grandmother's wrong. You're not going to talk about my grandmother. Iyanla was like, look, it's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's about the way everything unfolded. And it didn't need to unfold the way it unfolded. Your auntie shouldn't be telling you that she's the one who raised you and telling everybody that she's the one who raised you. The family shouldn't be telling everybody how Jackie abandoned you. Like, it shouldn't be that. But it is that, and now we have to correct that behavior. They end up bringing out Jackie and having a conversation. And I can tell that Jackie has been doing some kind of work. Like, I feel like they all have like a workbook, and Iyanla's having them write things down and whatnot. Jackie's there sitting across from her daughters, talking to them, telling them how she wants the best for them. She wants them to have a relationship. She wants all three of them to have a relationship that they're supposed to have. There shouldn't be any strife or drama between them. And she wants to create something, and she recognizes her part in it. She recognizes what she did and that she loves her daughter, and she didn't mean to abandon her. And that was never her, you know, what MO, and that, you know, acknowledging that she has a mental problem. And Iyanla tries to get Brianna to understand that Brianna, who is the daughter that defends her all the time, that Brianna can't continue to defend Jackie because Jackie needs to take ownership for the things that she's done and sit in her truth. And part of the way that you help her do that is by not enabling her, not justifying any of her behaviors. And when they see her being like that, calling her out on it and saying, look, you're being the beast. You don't need to be the beast. And Iyanla's saying that when a woman acts a certain way, she's telling the world what she thinks of herself. Actually, let me just get it because I think it's important. And I think this could be applied to anyone. It doesn't need to necessarily be just for women. So she's saying that when a woman acts out, or when anyone acts out, she's saying who she is, what she values, and what she believes. And if you're out there cussing and yelling and hollering and screaming, like, what are your values? What do you believe? Is this who you are? And if it isn't, then you need to really reevaluate how you behave. And I thought it was really great point. It was a really great poignant point. Now I'm going to go in with Lila for my highlight from the Saharan palette. Even though this episode was short and I kind of wish that it was a little bit more, you know, healing happening, I think that having Latanya leave was great. Iyanla makes comment about the fact that sometimes the biggest part of the healing process is even getting the people to the starting line. And if Jackie's really serious about, you know, what she wants to do, then she will do what she needs to do. And she will seek the help. And Iyanla's going to help her do it. And I thought that this was it was a really solid episode. All right, let's do some blush. We're going to go with Love Thing by MAC. All right, for my lip, I'm going to do Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the color Echo. I put on 2 coats of lipsticks, though now I'm going to use my fan to allow it to dry and also to fan myself from under these hot lights, girl. But in conclusion, it turns out that I guess Latanya and Jackie are working to talk to each other, try to figure this situation out. Even though for some reason, why don't I believe that? I just felt like Latanya's wall was just so strong during the show. And maybe it's because she was on camera. She was too worried about being right and looking cute. I did like her one-piece outfit that she came in on the second time when Iyanla kicked her out. I thought that was cute. I tried to hate on it at first, and then I was just like, you know, I'm not gonna hate on it. It's cute, girl. It's real cute. But anyway, so it says that they're talking and trying to understand each other, and that Nikki and Brianna are doing their best to communicate and to understand each other as well. So it seems like everybody's taking something good from this, and I really do hope Jackie gets on some medication and gets some counseling that she needs, like the combination of it. Okay, you guys. So this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching this episode. There was a lot to unpack, but it only unpacked a little bit in a little bit of time. So I don't know, this episode was good for me. I could have done with 2 episodes, as I said before. What do you guys think of my hair? Let me know what you think of it. I was needing something new. I don't know if you guys heard me complaining about my couple of tendrils. Every time I try to grow my hair out, it just falls off and breaks off. And I've tried so many different things that I'm just like tired. I'm gonna give it a rest for now and we'll revisit it in 2019. But for 2018, I think I'm gonna keep my hair short. A shout out to Kimmy at Fantastic Sam's. Yes, girl, Fantastic Sam's. I, a black woman, went into Fantastic Sam's to get my hair done because Kim, who is a black woman, works there. So I was like, oh, I'll go there, girl. I'll go there and get my hair hooked up with you. And so she did this semi-permanent dye on my hair. First time ever dyeing my hair. She decided that blue was the color for me, and I think that she was absolutely correct. She cut my hair. She did it wonderfully. I absolutely love it. I'm going to figure out how to like texturize this situation up here and give me some Echo Pro Styling Gel or whatever it's called to hook that up. But I absolutely love this look. This is me for a while. I hope you like it. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please leave a comment down below. Let's have this conversation. And remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. I don't know what I was doing. Let me do it again. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.